What's good? How y'all doing this evening? Welcome back to the Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. It's your boy, The Don. Back at it today with my co-host, King, and partner in crime, TJ Tyrone. How y'all doing?
I'm good, man. I'm a little sad. I can't watch the Hawks game.
You know one thing that'll cheer you up?
What?
Damn. Actually love one to make you a lemon velvet cake. Man, that thing was good.
A lemon velvet cake?
Yes, lemon velvet cake.
I'll
That
pass.
sounds so good.
Whoa,
That sounds
how you
amazing.
gonna pass on a lemon velvet cake?
That sounds
It's
amazing.
probably,
I don't know how you.
sour, isn't it?
Huh?
It's probably sour, isn't it?
No.
Nah.
It's
That thing's
sweet.
sweet.
Nah. I'll pass.
Man, you tripping.
I don't like red velvet, so I'm pretty sure it's like that.
It's not the same.
Nah, I'll pass.
All right. I'm gonna show you a picture of that when we get off air.
All right, that's fine. I still might pass though.
You missing out, bro. Let me
Exactly, man.
Amazing.
Bro, I'm not a big sweets guy. I'm a
Oh, yeah.
basic kind of sweets guy.
Yeah.
I only eat one chocolate cake. One. That's it. No, and it gotta be the way my mother-in-law makes it.
Okay, I'm about to say if you talking about Little Debbie, man, I'm about to
I thought you was gonna say German chocolate. I was gonna say you got the most outrageous chocolate
that
cake.
thing so dry. You need milk, water, and Kool-Aid to drink that thing, man.
Nah. No.
Anyway.
Oh man.
All right, we got our special guest on with us this evening, Miles Garrett, formerly from Channel 2 News. How you doing, Miles, man? Let everybody know who you are, where they can find you.
Yeah, how's it going, fellas? I gotta correct you there. I was actually Fox 5, not Channel 2, but we were a solid group over there. But yeah, I am originally from Atlanta. I'm from kind of the Alpharetta area, but I work up here in South Bend, Indiana, middle of nowhere. But it's a good time. We got Notre Dame up here. We got a lot of cornfields, a lot of Notre Dame stuff. So big Atlanta fan, and excited to join y'all today.
My bad on that, man. I thought
no, it's all good, man.
I said Channel 2. Channel 2, you know, everybody knows. Fox 5, you know, I remember now. I kind of recall now.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's all good.
yeah.
They're all pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So everybody who watching us live, if y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this content out with Atlanta Sports Fanatics, and hit us up in the comment section. As always, I'm Hollow at your hometown sports podcast. Before we get into the news, we'll go ahead and get shout out to our sponsors.
All right, so make sure y'all go get Amazon Music, bro. $9.99. Go get it. You can listen to J. Cole, bro. And you can listen to all your other artists that you like listening to, but just know J. Cole is the best artist ever. Shout out to T for the shout out on Twitter, but I can't agree with you, brother. It wasn't a classic album. It wasn't.
That was amazing.
But he does find great talent. So shout out to T on that. Also, make sure y'all go to Amazon, $9.99. FILA Sports Podcast. Get your $9.99. Get to listen to your music. Don can listen to whoever that artist that he likes. Garbage.
He dressed like Dro. The funny part, he dressed like Dro. That's why he like Dro so much.
Exactly.
Like him, man.
You're right, but don't disrespect Drew because I ain't disrespect J. Cole. All right, we gonna respect each other artists.
All right, we can do that. But you can't disrespect.
I listen to some J. Cole. I ain't got nothing against J. Cole.
What's your favorite J. Cole song?
Dang.
That's tough.
It's hard to, man. That's the thing. You J. Cole, everything he put out is good. So I can't really choose.
I feel you.
I don't know. J. Cole kind of I think I listen to J. Cole, but he's not normal. I'm just gonna hop on my playlist and play J. Cole. But sometimes if he's available, he's on every playlist you play. He's gonna be on every playlist you play. So you're gonna hear J. Cole no matter what.
All right, Miles, you listen to J. Cole?
I do very casually. It's been a long time. I was big into J. Cole in high school.
Okay, that's all that matters. All right, so let's get into
great song.
You said what?
Mr. Nice Watch. That was my jam back in
Mr. Nice Watch, yeah. Mine is Grown. Grown Simba is mine. All right, Don.
That's a good one.
Yeah, see, he knows about it. He knows.
All right, let's get into the news for the week. Pretty much everything's been quiet for Dream, the Atlanta Empire, Georgia Swarm, Gladiators. Nothing happened. College football, the only team that's playing right now is Kennesaw State. Yesterday they played Robert Morris College. They won that game 35-0. Kennesaw State need to move up the division. They kill
They do 100%.
Are they D2 or D1?
They D3.
What? I would think they would be like a. Are they?
They need to move. They need to move to D2.
They need to move up.
They need to move to D2.
It's the same thing with West Georgia, because West Georgia be blowing teams out, and I feel like they need to move up.
Same thing with Valdosta.
Yeah. Valdosta went on a good little streak for a minute.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, shouts out to Kennesaw State with their victory yesterday. Let's get into this college baseball. This week, Georgia Southern, they played Charleston College, and they lost that game 6-3. They opened up the in-state Southern, not state, state, not Southern, whichever school you went to, rivalry on Thursday. Georgia State lost against Georgia Southern 23-1. I don't understand. How do you lose a baseball game 23-1?
You got to be really bad.
No mercy rule.
Jeez.
And a certain.
I said that a few shows ago. Baseball don't got no mercy rule.
Yeah, man. By the time when you hang 16 runs on somebody, man, that's it, man. That's game.
It starts to get embarrassing.
You're not coming back from that. Like, it's baseball. Like, it's not like football. You can shut their offense down, and you down by 3 touchdowns. You can get back in the game. Like,
you know,
baseball is more mental.
No one's coming back.
Yeah, okay, so you know what's funny? I'm about to hurt some feelings with this one. But since you said once you get up by 16 runs, guaranteed the Braves gonna lose a game and they're gonna be up 16 runs.
Don't put that evil on us, man.
That would hurt so bad.
It would,
bro. Why would you bring that up? Come on, man. Like, real.
You have to embrace it.
Only an Atlanta team would do such a thing.
Exactly, man. Come on.
Thank you.
Well, State didn't do it. They the Atlanta team. Let's like that the Atlanta team that didn't do it. Let's make them the team that didn't do it, because
that is true. But it's gonna.
I would hate to make the watch a Braves game be up 16.
Hey, it's going to happen after we win a championship this year, though.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later, though.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, State lost to Southern 23-1. Friday, Georgia State bounced back against Georgia Southern. They won 7-6. And then yesterday, they beat Southern again 3-2. So, I guess Southern, you wasted all their runs on Thursday night, and they couldn't win after that. And Georgia State baseball team has not looked good all season long. So Georgia Southern pretty much was a get-right team for them. UGA baseball team, this past Tuesday they played Clemson. They won that game 2-0. Friday they played South Carolina. They won that game 5-3. Yesterday they played South Carolina again. They lost that game 13-7. And then today they played South Carolina again, and they lost that game 5-1. Georgia Tech baseball team, they won this past Thursday against Virginia 6-5, and Friday Virginia pretty much got the best of them. They lost that game to Virginia 8-2, and then yesterday they played again against the Cavaliers, and they lost that game 11-4. Tech right now not looking good neither. So what's going on in baseball? We know they wrapped up spring training earlier this week, and they in the swing of things, and for the regular season.
That's what happened. Braves got swept, man. I wouldn't look nothing into this, y'all. Braves got swept. It's the opening game. I understand it hurts a little bit. They lost on Thursday 3-2 in a close one. They lost yesterday 4-0, and then today 2-1. They just couldn't. This was just a non-hitting week, I would call it. They just couldn't hit the ball. That's all it really was. I wouldn't look into it. I know it looks bad starting off 0-3, but I wouldn't look much into it. We had a slow start last year a little bit, So I just wouldn't look into it.
Yep.
MLB pulled the 2021 All-Star game out of Atlanta due to Georgia voter law. Braves will be allowing fans into the facility. Atlanta Braves Washington National game is on Monday. On Monday has been postponed. We're gonna talk a little bit more about this because I know you're eager to talk about this, Miles. We're gonna get through the notes and then we're gonna come back to this. MLS, Atlanta United, no matches. And then Atlanta United will have 50% capacity of home openers. Falcons, talk about them dirty birds. The Atlanta Falcons will serve as the home team in October for the game at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London.
I like them. Here's my take on that. I don't understand why. I feel like we always get picked on. Why are we okay? I understand there's got to be a team that plays there. Cool. But we're losing a home rivalry game against the defending champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Why couldn't be somebody like, this year we played with the AFC East, I believe. Why couldn't we just play the Patriots over there or play the Jets over there?
Why can't we play the Jags? They gave us an extra game.
Exactly.
Why don't we play the Jags over there?
Exactly. But the Jags game, that's not a home game. I think that's an away game.
Yeah, they gave us that's an away game, which is so stupid. You're taking away a home game to make us play over in London and then making us play another game in Jacksonville. So you gave us 2 extra away games.
Yeah, but you get a win out of it. You get a win out of it.
We're gonna get. We'll be.
We should. But my thing is,
yeah.
I'm just sick and tired of us being the doormat of everybody. Like, we don't ever get a break.
How do you feel like we're a doormat? What else has happened that makes you feel like we're the doormat?
I'm just talking about Atlanta just in general, man. Atlanta sports.
Oh, okay. Because that goes within the baseball thing.
That goes in the baseball, and then the All-Star, the basketball
in the
All-Star game
this year. Okay,
I've been mentioning this. Everybody's seeing a pattern now of how we get treated by the leagues. But it's just like, oh well. Now baseball. My take on the All-Star game, baseball. I will talk about that later. I have a different opinion on that. Am I mad about it? Yes, but I understand why they did it, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's understandable. I get your point with that. I get your point. But once again, we gotta still play the schedule. Speaking of the schedule, the dates came out. Home games, NFC South rivals, Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, twice a year. So they're gonna be on their way, people. As well as the Detroit Lions, New England Patriots, New York Jets, Philadelphia Eagles, Washington football team. All those teams are at home. The away teams, of course, we got to play the division rivals twice. So they was on the home team. Now they're on the away side too. Buffalo Bills, Dallas Cowboys, Miami Dolphins, New York Giants, San Francisco 49ers. Looking at that schedule, what y'all thinking? Early predictions. 2 early predictions off what just happened. What y'all got? Just predictions. We'll get into more about that later. Just predictions.
It depends on the draft for me.
We can't. We're going from what we know now.
What we have now?
What we have
now with Arthur Smith, I will say I think we'll go above 8-8. I think we'll have a winning season this year.
Okay.
Hopefully. That's a very bold, but I think we have a winning season this year.
Miles?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think if this team can get to 500, I'm a firm believer in Arthur Smith, mind you. I watched I read an article recently by Jeff Schultz of The Athletic. He was talking about watching film with Arthur Smith, and I really like what I'm hearing from the guy, and I think he can maximize the talent that we currently have on the roster. Forget the draft. I think if we obviously we'll get some new players for that. Hopefully, some better ones at that. But I think that with what Arthur Smith brings to the table, 8-8 is definitely. It's not 8-8 anymore. It's 16. Not a 16-game season anymore. But I think 500. I think it's a successful season. Anything above that, I think, is good for Arthur Smith. So I'm going to say, what is it? He's a 17-game season now. So I guess it's what 9. I guess you can go 9-8 theoretically.
Yeah.
Anything about? I think that's about where they're at right now.
I'm not making no predictions until I see what we look like after training camp, and I see how we look like in preseason.
That's not fair. This is way
That
too
is no.
early
How is
You
that
got
not
to
fair?
answer the question.
because
You
this
got
is
to
way
answer the
too early
question.
predictions.
I don't like doing predictions like that. Like I need to see how we draft, and I
Well, I
need to
do
see how
too.
we perform
I
in
do
training
too.
camp.
All don't like to do this, but it's
We all
just
got to see that.
just say 500 to make you feel
Look, I'm gonna say this: we're gonna look better than what we did last year. We're gonna
500.
win more. We're gonna win more than 4 games. I tell you that.
God, if
Okay,
they
so
don't, then
all right.
Jesus.
what you say, Miles?
I said if they don't, then Jesus. Because
Now we win it
yikes.
for the coaching staff. Just as coaching staff alone is gonna get us better than what we did last year.
Yeah.
Now it all depends on who we bring. It all depends on who we draft. I know we're not done in free agency and how we look in preseason. I want to see how this team looks.
All right, real quick. Both of y'all said 8 and 8, and I'm looking at the comments.
8,
It's
8,
gonna be
and
8
9.
and 8.
Ain't no 8 and 8 no more. There's no such thing as 8 and 8. There's
Yeah,
no more
then
7
9
and
and
9.
9. Let's say
17
9 and
games.
9. 9 and 8. I'll say 9
9
and 8.
and 8.
I was looking at the comments, and everybody in the comments like, what? 17 games, people. All right. That's funny. Love the comments, yo. Thank y'all for the comments for helping us out on that. Yeah, I would say the same thing, but I'll go 8 and 9. I'll go under 5.
Oh, losing
I'll
record.
go
Okay.
under 5. Yeah. But that's still better than last year.
Yeah, I guess so. 8 wins.
So that's better than last year. Speaking of somebody that's coming back, Stephen Means will be back. 1-year deal. Josh Andrews is back. Well, not back, but Josh Andrews was signed. Jonathan was signed. Jonathan Bullard was signed to both of those were signed to 1-year deals. Falcons offensive lineman Matt Gunner has signed his restricted free agent tender. The Falcons have signed running back Mike Davis as a 2-year deal and linebacker. I'm not even gonna butcher his name. Barkevius Mingo.
Barkevius Mingo. Yeah.
There you go. Mingo and cornerback Fabian Maru. So 1-year deals. What excited me was the Mike Davis signing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm excited. I think Mike Davis can be the star back, depending on who we draft. I do think like I just said, Mike Davis can be the one back, and we draft the 2 back later in the later rounds, like 5 or 6. I don't think we need to go in that 3-4 range for running back, even though that would be good. But I think we can go in the 5-6 range for running back, and Mike Davis can carry this load. What you think?
He's a hometown guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a good.
I like Mike Davis a lot. He's a guy that, he was kind of underused, I thought, in Carolina. I think that Arthur Smith can really utilize what he brings to the table. And I think you're right. I think they need to utilize him with another back. And again, whether that's in the draft or free agency, if they get another guy coming in, I don't know. But I mean, are you throwing away the notion that they won't draft a Najee Harris, Travis Etienne type?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm so this year I would want a draft that's straight defense, man. I'm at that point. I would love the offensive pieces, but I would love.
We lose him.
I think.
Yeah,
I think
we lost him. Yeah, I'm like,
like he said, I think, like he said, I don't know if I want all defense. I think Najee. I think I like ETN. Of course, I would love to have ETN and Najee come here. Especially if we draft like Kyle Pitts in the first round, just to have a high power offense. But I think really and truly, we probably draft more defense than anything. ETN would be cool though. I think he said 5 or 6 round we can get a good running back, or the guy from North Carolina. I don't know if he goes down to the 3rd round, but if he does,
Williams, I love Javonte Williams.
If him with Mike Davis would be a really good 1 and 2 punch because they're both really strong. So that'd be a great 1-2 punch. I think that's who I'd rather go for. I think I'd go for him before I mean Najee. Those guys have I think they have a lot of wear and tear. So they ran a lot in college. So I don't know.
Yeah,
My whole
Javante to
issue.
me, man, I'm high on Javante. Go ahead, Miles. I'll let you speak on that.
No, you're good. Man. You're good. I was gonna go more a draft thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I was saying like I like Javante Williams, but like as far as the Mike Davis signing, that's a high insurance policy because what if Javante's not there? What if the Falcons can't move out of that fourth overall spot and we only have one pick in the second round? So you pick a guy like Pitts, you're not going to go offense, first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So if they pick a guy like Kyle Pitts or Penny Sewell on that fourth overall pick, they have to pick somebody on defense. You just have to that high. So we may end up not drafting a running back. You have Mike Davis there, and then people forget we still had Quadre Olison on the staff on the squad, and we don't know what we have out of this kid because the former regime failed to utilize this man.
Yeah, my whole issue with the draft is concerned with taking a defensive player, and also I'm a lot higher on Ito Smith than I am on Quadri Ellison, but that's another topic. But in regards to the draft, I cannot justify taking a defensive player at 4 if they're able to trade down, and I don't know how low it is, but the only way I'm able to defend taking a defensive player somewhere in the top 10 is if we're taking either Micah Parsons or Patrick Surtain from Alabama. They need cornerbacks, they need linebackers, and specifically pass rushers. I think Micah Parsons can do that. But if you stay at 4, I cannot justify any way you take a defensive player because I think the talent is just too astronomically high when it comes to that position. Because Kyle Pitts, we've all talked about, and we talked about the quarterbacks. I just think it's too much talent to give up at that spot.
Okay, I agree.
I don't think we. Like I said this last draft. We don't draft. There's not a defensive player that's a top 5 pick in my eyes.
No.
There's really not. So it just depends on who you. I think we take Penny. Like I've been saying, I think we take Penny. Or Pitts is a really interesting pick off of just the fact of he's Kyle Pitts. Like he's a freak of nature. So if you want a freak of nature type of athlete, then yeah, I think you take Pitts.
All right.
Well, since I'm back, I'll give mine.
Yeah, there we go.
Sewell, of course, if we go offense, that's the first pick. And if we trade back, let me say this. Sewell is the only pick at 4 for me. That is the only pick.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. I don't Sewell or nothing at 4. If we trade back, Michael Parsons, Surtain, depending on how far we trade back, Michael Parsons, Surtain. That's pretty much it.
So even with the restructuring of the contracts of Jake Matthews and was it Caleb McGarry and having to move one of them to a new position, you'd be okay with drafting Sewell there?
Yeah, I would be perfectly fine. Because
don't get me wrong, I love him too. I think he's a generational offensive line prospect. I just think it's very difficult with the way they've restructured some of these contracts to justify that move at 4 to get another offensive lineman when they're going to have to move a guy they just restructured.
Understood, but Sewell can play anywhere but center, so does it really matter?
Well, they're going to need a center soon. Alex Mack's gone.
We got Hennessy. They like Hennessy.
Yeah,
people like Hennessy.
Yeah, we got Hennessy. You got to give him a chance first before we throw him out.
You do. You got to give him a chance.
Let's go ahead and we're gonna get back to the draft talk later because we're gonna have to talk about that fourth overall draft pick.
All right, so Hawks T. How the Hawks?
Hawks went 4-4 on the road trip. Had a good stretch. Lost 2 games we shouldn't have lost to the Clippers and the Kings. We beat Golden State. We're playing them again tonight. The NBA schedule was ridiculous. I don't know who did this. Nuggets, mind you, we were all 8 games were away. So like you said, 8 West Coast. Lost to the Nuggets, the Suns, the Clippers, and the Kings. We beat the Lakers, Golden State, the Spurs in double overtime. That was in a very exciting game. Trae Young took over that game. If you have any doubts about Trae Young, I say go watch that Spurs double overtime game, because
Yeah.
especially just the 2 overtimes, because he is a shutdown player. He really went to a beast mode that game.
Don't
Beat the
watch
Pelicans.
the beginning. Watch
Yeah,
this.
don't watch the beginning. Just watch like the third, like watch the second half really, because I think he did
Yeah.
really good in the third and the fourth. So watch this. That's the second half. You'll see him. That we beat the Pelicans in the battle of the benches because nobody had their star players. We won that game. Beat. We're 25-24 right now, so we're above 500. Nate McMillan won Eastern Conference Coach of the Year. Of the month. Really good. I've really, if you really can't see the improvement in the Hawks, I don't know what you've been watching, because that team is a totally different team under Nate McMillan. Watching them every night, just being unselfish. Like Trey had a wide open 3 and he gave the ball to Capella for a lob. Like that's Trey, and we all know Trey likes to shoot him when he has a wide open shot. Now him giving the ball up, adding Lou Will was a really big addition to us, because people were saying Rondo was a big loss and we lost the trade. No, what we got for that trade and Lou Will giving us 20 points off the bench is what we need, because we need a secondary scorer. Now everybody's playing. We're not even at full health, y'all. 25-24 with a team that's not really healthy, and we've been battling injuries for this whole season, literally this whole season. It's actually really nice. It's actually really good. So we're above 500. We're number 3. No. We're number 5. I think in the standings, number 6. So that like King's range was 4 or 5. I think that's really what we're going to end up as, because it's a battle of the trenches at that 4 through 5 position.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But like you said, man, you said it. Coach winning. Coach Nate McMillan winning. The Eastern Conference Coach of the Month award is really good, because this team, like you said, has been better. It just looks better. Actually, watching a Hawks game actually looks more entertaining than watching them with Lloyd Pierce. And that's no disrespect to Lloyd Pierce. Maybe it wasn't his chance. It wasn't his time to be a head coach. I hope he goes on to do better things. But Nate McMillan has already been a head coach. He's already experienced that. So shout out to Nate McMillan getting that award. And hopefully when we get in the playoffs, we can be that 4 or 5 seed. If that 4 or 5 seed is very good for us, man. Because we'll be able to really show out at that 4 or 5 seed, I think. Miles, what you think?
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, first of all, just watching this team from beginning of the season to now, you're right. It's night and day how different they play under Lloyd Pierce than under Nate McMillan. Like under Lloyd Pierce, they're just so tight. It looked like, they didn't have any confidence out there shooting the ball. Trae Young and John Collins, and looked like they were playing to their full potential. Now it's an entirely different animal. And the problem that I have with the Hawks is their consistency, because one week they'll look like the team no one wants to play in the playoffs, and then the next week you're just like, what is going on with these guys? They aren't the same team we saw last week, and part of that's due to injuries. They haven't been a very healthy team on the floor. I mean, John Collins hasn't been consistently out there with them either, but at full strength, this team is easily, I think, the 4 or 3 seed in the Eastern Conference right now. Again, they just got to stay consistent. Bogdan Bogdanovic has been phenomenal for the team. Clint Capella has been great. I just think that if they can stay healthy and keep this run that they've been going and just keep the consistency to some regard, then they'll be a threat.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree. Don, if you're there, you got anything?
Not really. I'm just excited how the guys are playing under McMillan. Like, I know the game right now, Cam is playing well, but I seen this coming because I know Nate pulled him to the side weeks ago to try to work with him one-on-one in practices, and it's showing right now. So, like I said, you see a difference. You see a difference when coaching matters. You see a difference in that. How your players play. Can you elevate them? That's the thing. Yeah, we know Lord Pierce can develop talent coming out of college, but can he elevate these guys? And that's the thing. That's the problem. That's the missing piece that we were missing with Lord Pierce. Now you see McMillan, he's elevated these guys to play way better than what they are.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
It's a quote. I don't know if y'all. I read it on the. That's such a. This game. I'm starting watching the game. I'm going back and forth. There's some questionable stuff going on. We've had bad refs. I think for a lot of our games this season, that accounts for a lot because there's a lot of stuff. Trey's getting fouled. Trey has big. They put everybody's now. Their whole strategy for Trey is put a 6'4". I mean a 6'6" guy on Trey and make him body him the whole game. That's literally their only strategy to stop Trey. So Trey's literally getting bodied and getting bodies thrown on him. That was a straight up and down. We got a battle right now between the second pick. Yeah, Wiseman was the second pick. The second pick and the sixth pick right now going on in the game. But there was a quote from Bogey that said he feels like there's a difference, especially in his role, where he said it was in the athletic. He said it felt like it was a difference, especially in his role, that was different under Lloyd and it was different under Nate. He said he was more blunt about it because Trey didn't want to really say anything about it, but he was more blunt about it. He said the team, I don't know, he didn't really say they respond more, but I think he said that the thing is, Nate is letting them play more free. That's how he said it. He said he's letting him play more free, and he's letting him be able to control the ball as himself. So if that's really what's gonna make this team click, that's what we're gonna need. And he said that LP was more of a uptight type of coach, and they were more loose in practice, and that Nate runs a practice for real. Nate runs a practice like a real coach because he's been a coach since he's been out the league. He's been a coach. So
that statement right there is just impactful. Nate runs a practice like a real coach. Like, yikes. I wouldn't want a player to be saying that about me. But like I said, he can do it, hopefully. But we'll have to see.
I will add the one thing that I noticed, at least just being in the press and just something that I tend to pick up on a lot, is the post-game comments that Lloyd Pierce would have in difference to what Nate McMillan has. Because after losses under Lloyd Pierce was always very quick to deflect blame to a lot of the players. It's just something I noticed. He seemed like he would always be, they're not hitting the shot they need to hit. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. It was very rarely, I'm not doing this. We're not doing that. Nate McMillan has a completely different tone. It's, I'm not doing what I need to do. We're not flowing together as a group like we're needing to. I think tone was very important when looking at how those teams were run, because it didn't seem like they were just operating as a group under Lloyd Pierce. And I think that's changed under Nate McMillan.
Yeah, well, it's changed for the better, and the Hawks look better. So
yeah,
that's all that matters for me.
Yeah.
Trey just got bulldozed by Curry, like absolutely bulldozed. Didn't look good. He sat on the ground for a little bit, and his knee is messing with him, and he's trying to flex his knee out right now. It did not look good. Hit him right in the knee.
Damn. Come on, we can't
hit him right in the knee.
So we talked about the Braves a little bit earlier. They got swept, man. I was thinking not to look too much into it. What's your thoughts, Miles?
You're absolutely right. You do not need to look into this whatsoever. 2 years ago, people have a very short memory. The Braves were swept to open the season by none other than the Philadelphia Phillies. This has happened before. It's no big deal. Baseball is a very long season, even longer than it is last season in a shortened year. The bats will wake up. We know they have the bats. They have Ronald Acuna. They have Marcell Ozuna, Freddie Freeman. This team is loaded. They were one win short of the World Series for a reason. I think everyone's hitting the panic mode too early on this team. And look, the pitching looked phenomenal. I don't think anyone can deny that. Ian Anderson looked great. Max Fried looked very, very good. Charlie Morton looked very good too. Only a matter of time before we get Soroka back as well. So no one hit the panic button. It's a long season. It's just the first series. They'll come back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you there, man. Like I said earlier, don't look too much into it. The Braves are the Braves. They start slow sometimes, and that's what it is. We'll be okay.
If you look at the history of the Braves, they normally start slow. They don't really start finding their stride to like The end of April, May.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. So when it comes to the Braves, I'm not worried. Now if they would have got blown out, I probably would have been a little bit more worried. But since they were all close games and we know that we got hitters on this team and we could have won these games, I'm not worried. T?
Our pitching kept us in a lot of these games, and we just didn't have the bats. If we had our first game, that play Ozuna had, when they got robbed by Baum when he hit it over the third base and Baum jumped up and grabbed it, that was a 2-run hit. It was we were hitting balls like 120 exit velocity, and we just couldn't get over the infield, which was weird to me because either we lined out. Dansby hit a home run his first pitch of the season. Wynn hit it, blew it back. Freddie hit a home run when blew it back. So a lot of this, like our bats were okay first game. Second game they looked a little slow. Shout out Pablo Sandoval. He came in and really showed himself, and he really showed why he made the team because he is a big bat. And if we really want a big bat to come in and pinch hit, that's what we need. I don't think there's no reason to worry though. Like we said, we weren't hitting this game. This game, it just wasn't. They had good pitchers. We had good pitchers. A lot of pitching duels. Really, these 3 games were pitching duels. Ian gave up one today, which really was a hard one to get. It was a bad breaking ball, I think. It just hung over the plate too long. But he pitched a great game. Soroka will be back. I think they said the second. I think Alex, the GM, said they'll be back. He'll be back the second trip. I think it was the Diamondbacks. That's what they're trying to work him back in. So that'll be nice. I really am nice. I think that'll be good.
Don?
Like I said, I'm not worried about the Braves right now. They'll be fine. Everybody know if they've been watching me for a few years now, I'm a huge Dansby Swanson fan, and I really feel like this season, I'm not going to sit up here and say that he'll be MVP, but he's going to pretty much play very, very, very well to the point of being the MVP in the MVP conversation. I'm talking about better than what Freddie Freeman played last year.
Whoa.
Swanson?
Whoa.
I saw somebody say that. I mean, he's not the person I heard say that. What's his name on
Swanson is
on
good, man. When he's healthy, when he's 100%.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not good.
I'm saying all-star caliber player. I haven't heard MVP though.
Yeah,
all-star
yeah. If you just said
they're saying his bat, as long as he can bat, I feel like he's better than.
That's the thing about that. But he's always if you look at the past couple of playoff appearances with the Braves, he's been consistent. Yeah. He's the only person I ain't gonna say always, but he could say when he hit home runs, no. But he always put the ball in play on offense, defense. You can't complain. Is he a top 5 shortstop? No. Is he in your top 10? Yes, I can debate that, and I will debate that with anybody. He's a top 10 shortstop in the league.
Oh yeah, I agree. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely defensively, he's a great defensive player.
Yeah, he's.
I will say that.
Defensively.
I don't think. I think there's no. I think if he hits consistently, like we're saying, I feel like he'll be an all-star this year. Of course, I think he'll get all-star this year. I think he will, especially if he starts batting consistently. He will get all-star. I don't know if anything, Freddie might repeat or Acuna. Those are my 2 MVP picks. I think Acuna might get. You can't run on Acuna. If you saw that Bryce Harper time,
I just don't know what happened with him in the playoffs last year, man. He got cold.
I think he just had to. He has to get back to himself. I think he started trying to do too much. If he gets back to himself, especially in the playoffs, he'll be the same player he is.
It's just a lot of the players last year, and I'm not trying to go back and open up that wound from the playoffs, but in the NLCS, but it's just looking back at the games, it's like they panic, and then every time somebody go in that bat, they try to go yard. Just put the ball in play. Get on base.
Yeah, that's my.
What are you gonna do? Just get on base. Get on base, and you can score runs that way. You ain't always gotta hit it over the fence. Just get on base. So, all right. Segue into another topic about the All-Star game that was pulled. out of Atlanta. We did mention this. I did mention this on the Dunn's Favor on Friday. If y'all want to go check that out, I just did a short, conversation on that. How do y'all feel about the game getting pulled out of Atlanta? I'm gonna start with Miles.
Yeah, in regard to that, I mean, I think it's obvious it's a huge disappointment to anybody from Atlanta and anyone who is a fan of Atlanta or the city in general, not a fan of the team. I think it's just a big disappointment that such a big game has been pulled out. Now, in regard to the reason why it was pulled out, that's an entirely different topic. I think that can be debated for forever. I think that there's two different sides of that argument, and I think that's a whole can of worms that it doesn't even have to do with sports. But in regard to just the whole aspect of what it was potentially going to be, I mean, what an opportunity wasted. Hank Aaron, the year he dies, to have an opportunity to honor him and to honor the civil rights movement that he stood for. To be in Atlanta, I think that's a huge loss. The millions of dollars that was going to battery and workers there is a huge loss. So, yeah.
But this is not that. This that has
was,
nothing to do with the Braves organization on this. This
no,
has
it has
everything to do
nothing.
with
It has nothing to do with them. Yeah, it's a very political topic, no doubt. It's a big disappointment. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Right. King.
It's just I'm on that same train of it's just a big disappointment. For the fact of it would have been special, like Miles said, honoring Hank Aaron would have been the best thing right here in Atlanta. So, well, not here because I'm in Garner, but in Atlanta, for Hank Aaron. So it's a bummer, but what can you do about it?
I'm upset about it, because I wanted to go to the home run derby. I know I couldn't afford to
I
go
did
to
too.
off,
Yeah,
but I was gonna go to some event at the Braves Stadium. So them pulling it out, like I said, as a fan, yes, we are being the victims of that. But at the same time, that's out of our control. That's out of the Braves' control. And when you pass laws like that, that pretty much, I'm just gonna say this, that goes against people's constitutional rights. Businesses like the MLB, they have no other choice but to take action and pull things away. So, like I said, I understand. That's what happens. So,
I think somebody said that I don't know if it was the MLB or something, but somebody said it wasn't the players union that said it. They said it was corporate people. They said it was more of a corporate stand
you
that
got to
they
think
were going
about
to
it.
lose sponsors.
Yeah, MLB is sponsored by so many businesses. It's a business within itself,
Yeah.
MLB. But you got to think about other stakeholders there in the company and other sponsorships. You got Gatorade, Powerade. You got Nike. Sponsoring MLB now. Like you got the television networks. TBS, all that. Like those companies those are like those Fortune 500 companies that sponsor MLB. So when you make stuff like that, businesses don't want to deal with stuff like that. So I understand people say, well, politics, yeah, politics, but at the end of the day, you gonna do with your money when the money tell you to do. It's like you at your job. You're not gonna go against what your boss tell you, because you just not gonna have a job. Yes, MLB is a business within itself, but they didn't pull that All-Star game out of here of Atlanta. Like we could have, the game would have been played, but it would probably never been broadcast.
Yeah.
Up millions around the world to see. So, like I said, people gotta understand that. But I guess that's pretty much all we got to say on that topic.
Well, let me say this real quick, because M. Jong Trump says, "Why do we keep bringing politics into the sports?" Let's not forget. Shout out to Full Dissident on Twitter. H Bryant 42 is his @ He made a valid point. Atlanta. The reason Atlanta has a baseball team is because in 1965 the city agreed to integrate seating at Fulton County Stadium as a condition for the Milwaukee Braves to move. So, politics is always going to be a part of sports. Look at Colin Kaepernick. look at basketball, NBA with Black Lives Matter. So it's going to be a part of it's a life. We know we should always use sports to get away from life, but you can't really get away from life. So that's my thing on when it comes to politics and sports.
And equality is not politics, by the way. I want to nip that in the bud. That has equality, like treating everybody fair. That's not politics. All right, that's not politics. Politics is like Republican, Democrat. That's politics. All right, or taxes. Like, do you feel that that we should increase taxes 8 cents on the dollar, or should we keep it at 7 cents on the dollar? That's politics. But treating someone fair, even though they have a different skin color than you, that's not politics.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with you there, bro.
Yes, Ultra Shadow. Yes, I got a cat right here. Oh.
Bro, I do not like that.
You got a cat in the background.
I think my dog. Y'all got to meet my dog Dansby.
I like Dansby. Hey, I need to go meet Dansby.
My dog's named Dansby.
What is your cat's name?
Really, this is my girlfriend's cat.
So you don't know the name?
Janice, that's her name.
Oh, Janice.
Yeah, normally she's always around me.
Do you know what kind of cat it is?
It's a long hair cat. That's all I know.
Capella has 19 and 16, y'all. I just want to point this. Capella has 19 and 16. He's defensive player of the year. I have no other words for that. He's defensive player of the year.
Ooh, I like it.
He's defensive player of the year.
That take.
I like it.
He's the only. He has like over 5 blocks the last 3. He had 11 last night, and I think he has like 3 this game. So he's at 14, 15.
I like it.
He's defensive player of the year. There's nobody who has a better impact on the game between him. Let's say him. Embiid is a scorer. He's not even in DPOY conversation. Let's say Gobert. Gobert is not scoring that many points tonight. He might be. Somebody say he's a better finisher at the rim, but he's not scoring that many points tonight.
But it's because he be those layups.
Yeah, that's really it. If Capella would make layups, it would be a different story.
It would be a wrap if he make his layups. All right, back to the topic at hand, though.
Right. Yeah, let's talk about United. Improving from last season. We know the club didn't do well last year. Just Frank DeBoer, he was fired, and then we brought Glass up from the academy to coach the rest of the season. Now we got Gabriel Hines as our manager. What's your takes on this club going into this next season, Miles?
Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere to go but up, right? I think that the reason for their downward spiral, if you will, was, I think, a very clear reflection of Frank DeBoer. I mean, you don't go from hands down the best team in the MLS under Tata and just go play like that. I mean, granted, they did lose some players, obviously. Miguel Almiron was gone. That was a big loss. But I think that coaching was a huge underlying factor there, and I think that was very evident. They have a lot of good signings this year, too. Very young guys, and one in particular that reminds me of Miguel Almiron. Name is defeating me right now. Matt Benitez, I believe. Benitez. I'm not sure. He's primarily a forward, but I don't know a whole lot about him other than the fact that he's young and he comes from Manchester United. So he reminds me a little bit of Miguel Almiron in the fact that he can play midfield and forward. So I think he can be a little bit more of that offensive threat that they were missing a bit last year. We know Joseph's going to score.
Yeah, Joseph, he's going to score, man. As long as he's on the field, getting time on the field, he's going to strike.
He can't do it all, though. That's the problem. He can't do it all.
Yeah. I'm excited about Bam and then Sosa. I want to see what these guys can bring to the club. And like I said, Martinez can't do it all, so we need some other players to step up. But we got to improve on defense as well, man. Keeping the ball out of our goals. So, but y'all take on United before we move on.
Hopefully they have a good season, and they should have a good season. But you never know. You never know, especially with these
Yeah,
COVID.
they'll do better,
laws.
man.
Like I said before, man, Atlanta United need fans. So if the fans are not there, it's going to be a season like we just had.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't, there. The season, this season will have fans. It's just starting out. It'll be 50%, but I feel like by June or July, it'll be 100% capacity again. So that'll work well for Atlanta United, and also the fans. We love to travel. So I know a lot of the 17s. They'll fly to Portland and match. They'll fly to Los Angeles. They'll fly to New York City to see them play. So that's not an issue neither. It's just COVID last year, man. That was our biggest Achilles heel. Why we didn't perform well neither. So you're right on that.
Yeah, I think if this year's gonna be fun, watching like soccer wise, having fans back, getting to hear the chants and all the people getting to scream and stuff, that makes soccer, especially the chants and having to jump around and stuff. So I'm really gonna be hyped this year, just being able to hear that stuff. So I think we should have a good season.
Yeah, Atlanta Nation. Miles' name is spelled Miles, not
Oh
Myle.
man, haven't heard
We ain't
that
got the
before.
pass rush. We ain't got the pass rush on the show.
I'm not swinging any helmets on here. Chill out.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Oh man.
Yes,
I
I
heard a lot of
like
that.
it. I like
Wow. Whew.
it.
All right.
He told me he was gonna give me a signed jersey. He still hasn't come through with that. I'm a little upset with him about that.
He told you that?
Yeah, so when that whole thing happened, I put out a tweet of all the hate messages I got of people thinking that I was actually that Miles Garrett when that happened. And he reached out and said, "Man, bro, I'm sorry you got all this." He said, I asked him if he could send a signed jersey. He's like, "I got you," and he never sent it. So I'm a little salty about it.
Yo, that's a problem.
Hey, you're not that far. You're not that far from Cleveland.
That's a
You might as well
I
drive
know,
up
I
there.
know.
Just drive up
It's
there.
only-
Might as well just drive up to the facility.
We're going to start
Yeah,
that.
just knock on the
Mary's
door.
Miles Garrett jersey.
Yeah,
Yo, we
nice.
got I don't want to say we got him fired, but I could have swore we were the first ones on the train to get Lloyd Pierce up out of here. So we about to start to get Miles Garrett his
Get Miles
Oh,
Garrett
I
his
love
Miles
it.
Garrett jersey.
I love
Yes.
it. All right.
We gonna get you your jersey. We gonna call out
It works
Miles
with Lloyd
Garrett.
Pierce. I like this. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you your jersey.
Let's
All
go.
right. So we already talked about Hawks on the million, so we'll move on from that. All right, let's go ahead and just talk about this topic. I know a lot of people in the chat watching later want to hear this again. I'm tired of talking about it, but hey, we got to continue to talk about it to the 29th. Falcons draft situation right now. We're picking 4th overall. And there's a divide. There's always been a divide in Falcons fan base, but now this divide is so like you can see it. It's so thick you can cut it with a knife. People that want a quarterback, people who want to continue with Matt Ryan, and saying Matt Ryan's not the issue. Where do you stand with this 4th overall pick?
I'll go first. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. We already know what we talking about. We already know
Gotcha.
what we stand on. So,
All right. Yeah. No. See, the whole issue with this is I defend the argument whichever way it goes. Like I have my position where I would like them to go, but whatever they do, I can see a position to defend it in the quarterback realm. If they draft Justin Fields or Trey Lance, I could defend that in the fact I'm really hoping that they're not going to be in a position to draft a quarterback of that caliber in the next 5 years. However, it's very obvious that he won't be playing for the next 2 years because of Ryan's contract and all that, and Trey Lance and Justin Fields' just overall readiness for the NFL, specifically Trey Lance. But you're right, they don't need a quarterback right now. I think it's obvious anyone who's watched Atlanta Falcons football over the last 5 to 10 years has clearly seen Matt Ryan has never been the problem with this team. It's been a defense of any kind. They've never had a top 15 defense to give Matt Ryan and never had a pass rusher to go along with it. So that would lead to a Micah Parsons type, a guy that I'm a big fan of, and I think you should trade down to get. However, it's very hard to pass up on a guy like Kyle Pitts, who is an absolute generational talent at the tight end position. Arthur Smith, offensive-minded head coach. You pair him up with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. Ideally, you get another running back. Mike Davis is a pretty good consolation prize for the time being. So you could double down and just make an offensive juggernaut, but you're going to have to score 40 points because you're going to be giving up 45. So it's you win some, you lose some, because I really like Parsons or Patrick Surtain. I could defend either one of those players if they draft them in the first round.
All right. So I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second.
All right.
All right. Now,
I like that.
I know you can defend. I know you can defend both sides, but what I'm asking you, what do you want
What
the
do I
Falcons to
want?
do? Yeah, it ain't about. I understand you're a journalist. You know, you got to play. You know, you got to look at both sides of the spectrum. I want to know what you want the Falcons to do as a fan.
As a fan, all right, I'll say it, and it's probably going to be unpopular with you guys based on what I've been hearing from y'all. I'm aboard the Kyle Pitts train. I like Kyle Pitts. I think, again, he's a generational talent. I think he's just too good to pass up. A very close runner-up is trading down to get Parsons and getting another pick, another first-round pick, ideally. But that's where I stand. I'm not aboard the quarterback train.
All right. Well, I don't have nothing against Pitts. Like I said this on the show on this past Thursday because we highlighted Kyle Pitts on our draft prospect show this past Thursday. It's up on YouTube. Back and watch it. But I understand the pick at 4 financially because you got to think about it. Calvin Ridley and Hayden Hurst they're in their contract year, so you're not going to be able to bring both of these guys back after this season. So who's the odd man out? And I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being Hayden Hurst. So we're going to be left without a playmaker at tight end. So if they picking Pitts at 4, I can understand that because you have Pitts here, yeah. You still have Hayden Hurst here, but we already know that Arthur Smith, he loves playing that 2 tight end set. Seeing him do that in Tennessee. But you having 2 high caliber tight ends doing that, but you're only going to be able to do that 1 year because Hayden Hurst will pretty much walk into free agency after the 2021 season. But I understand that pitch, and then he's like I said, generational talent, tight end, and I think have never been a tight end that's been picked in the top 5. I believe the last time I know is a tight end that been picked this high was Winslow back in 2004, 2005. 2005. I remember.
Yikes.
And that was a long time ago.
Yep.
So, but I like Sewell at 4. But my main thing is I know we got 9 picks. 9 picks ain't enough. We need to get more draft capital and try to fix our defense. You get 2 second-round picks and 2 third-round picks. I'm all for that. Because you don't have any safeties. We don't have any pass rushers. We need a nose tackle that you put right there next to Grady Jarrett. So Grady Jarrett can get you can maximize Grady Jarrett potential to get more sacks, to get more pressure on the quarterback. So that's where I'm standing at right now, man. We brought in Mike Davis as a running back, but if you can get a guy like Javonte Williams, or you can get a guy like Trey Sermon in the second or third round, by you getting 2 additional picks in the second or third round, why not do that? So I get what you're saying, but as far as Justin Fields, Trey Lance, I just it makes no sense you getting a quarterback who's not going to see the field in the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the whole argument there is, do you do the whole Aaron Rodgers route where he sits 2 years because it'd be the same type of thing. It's just with all the needs they have.
But it's different though. Like I try to tell people, everybody keeps saying Aaron Rodgers or Green Bay did it with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love, and Kansas City did this with Pat Mahomes. It's not the same scenario because even when Green Bay picked Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay was a playoff team.
They were
Green Bay
luxury
had cap.
picks.
Yeah, Green Bay had cap space back in 2005. I remember. All right, and not only that, Aaron Rodgers was not picked in the top 5. Aaron Rodgers was
Nope.
picked in the 20s.
You're right.
All right, Pat Mahomes was picked 10th overall in 2017. But guess what? The Chiefs was at 12 and 14. It was a
You're right.
playoff team. The missing link to their team was quarterback. Like Alex Smith could only get them so far. So yeah, they needed them a quarterback. After that 2016 season, I get that. But the Falcons, why are we 4-12? Why are we been 7-9 the past couple of seasons? Like
Defense.
why since Matt Ryan been here? Why haven't we really reached that mountaintop? It hasn't been because of Matt Ryan. If you look at the numbers, DVOA, our defense has never been that good. Like you said, we haven't had an average defense or above average
Yep.
defense.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on the anybody but Kyle Pitts train, actually.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, man. No disrespect to Kyle Pitts. I know he's going to be I don't know. I'm hoping he'll be a great NFL talent. I'm hoping he's going to be a great NFL talent. I want him to be a great NFL talent. It has nothing to do with him. It's just the fact of, can we pick with all the needs we have? Can we go anywhere else but tight end? Like the value of the tight end position, I understand. You're not supposed to look at the position. It's going up, yeah, but it's not going up enough to spend your first pick as the new GM on. We have to think about that. This is first pick as the new GM, and you're gonna spend it on a tight end. I don't think that position impacts the game enough to spend your first pick on a tight end. No disrespect to Kyle Pitts, but that's just the position he plays. So you want to build this team up. You want this team to be good. Offensive line or defensive line, I can't be mad at. Anything to fix the defense, I can't be mad at. Running back, I'm not really. Don't do that. But if you pick running back, okay. A running back can change your offense a little bit. Quarterback, okay. I can then see what direction you're going in. You want to get ready for the future? Cool. But tight end is just like, even wide receiver, like, all right, you want to add another wide receiver. But if that one is just your dumb pick. Like, I'm just going to pick a wide receiver just because I'm picking a wide receiver. Like,
you might as well call yourself Thomas Dimitrov.
Yeah, pretty much. If you pick a wide receiver, I'm just gonna throw you out the window. So,
although Jamar Chase would be fun. That would be fun to watch.
It would be fun to watch, but you'll lose games.
Jamar Chase is a fun pick for just to have on offense. That's a fun pick, but I'm a penny guy. I'm an O-line guy. I want anything O-line because I want to feel that left guard. Even though we should restructure Jake Matthews' contract, of course, I think he's here 2 more years or something like that. Even though, they say we have a set line. A lot of those guys aren't Penny Sewell. You're not going to find a lot of talent like that. I don't think if we don't want to take Penny, we trade down. We can either take Michael Parsons at that level, at that point, or Surtain, which that Denver pick is interesting to me. That's the thing I want. I want to see what Denver gives us for that pick. If Denver gives us enough draft capital or anything, then I'm definitely thinking it goes that. I think we go either we keep it or we trade it away. But we have to say top 10.
I've got a hypothetical for you then.
Okay.
So you're talking about Denver. So what happens if Carolina comes calling and asks to trade up to number 4 to take their franchise quarterback?
I'm down for it.
Do you potentially wager giving Carolina their next big time player?
Don't they have to pay? I think don't they have to pay us a tax or something if we do that trade or anything like that? I think we do it. If Carolina gives it to us, they give it to us.
It's business at the end of the day. It's business at the end of the day.
I'd be more, it'd be a different thing. It'd be a different type of situation, but I'd do it at that point because they're going to give us a lot of picks. Carolina's going to give us a dump of picks. So you can take your quarterback, but who's the talent around him?
I guess the whole
Exactly.
argument is, do you potentially live with the fact that again, it's all hypothetical, but do you live with the fact that maybe you played, I don't know, Justin Fields twice a year and he becomes this all-world player that you gave up, to a divisional
Yeah,
team?
that
But
would let
that's
me
the
just feel
thing.
like
That's the thing.
Cam.
Yeah, I'll do it. But you know what you better do? The Falcons better do. You better be fortifying that defensive line. Get you
There
some
you go.
pass rushers.
Mhm.
That's what you
Yeah,
need to do. You can have that fourth overall pick, but we're gonna be over here building up our defense, and
There
we
you
dare you to try to stop our defense.
go.
We dare you.
if anything, I say what that would feel like if they do take like Justin. It feel like remember when Cam they were talking. I don't know if you guys college football. I'm a Georgia guy. Remember they said Cam really didn't get an offer from Georgia. That would feel the same kind of sort of way for me, like with Justin Fields going to Carolina. Like you're your hometown guy. I mean, he's not here, but he's not. He's down the road, kind of. So like how he went to Florida, he went down the road. So I'm not really scared of Justin Fields or anybody. They might take Mac Jones. As much hype as
Oh
Mike Jones has
God.
gotten this last
Ugh,
week, he's gotten so much hype over just
I don't
this
believe
one
it.
season. I don't believe it at all, but he might. He still probably will go top 10 somewhere.
I
Somebody's gonna
think
take Mac
I
Jones top 10.
I think he'll be good. I just don't think he's as good as what they're saying. I don't think
He's
he's number 3 of San Francisco good.
no, I don't. I think that's a smokescreen to take Justin
It
Fields.
has
They
to be.
not. I think San Francisco either gonna take Fields or Lance. That's just my opinion on that. Or they could take Zach Wilson if the Jets don't take him.
I think
I don't
the
believe that
Jets
either.
are. I think the Jets are taking Zach Wilson hands down. I
You
like
can't
Zach
just
Wilson.
Sam Darnold, man.
Really?
I
I like
think.
Zach Wilson. He's small though. That's the only problem with me and Zach Wilson that he's only 6'1" and he's not a
But you got
big
to think about
guy.
it. Kyler Murray,
Yeah, about the
um,
same height.
yeah. So it is.
And Russ, I think Russ is about the same height too. So, I mean, you can have a small guy. We've had Matt for so many years. He's like 6'4", 6'5", and he's able to, he's just tall. Me seeing Matt in person is scary because I remember the first time I saw Matt in person, I didn't know he was that tall, and I was just like, that is a ginormous man. Like, and he's tall and long. That's so.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
okay
very
with like having a tall quarterback, but if you want to have somebody like Zach Wilson, I don't know how he does with the Jets with whoever the offensive coordinator is. I don't know if they utilize him how he's supposed to be utilized.
Yeah, they
Anybody?
got on LaFleur. They got LaFleur there.
So they might. He's more of an option. I wouldn't say he's an option quarterback, but he's more of a mobile quarterback than anything. So he's gonna give you a deep ball, but if anything, he's gonna take like Russell Wilson. Like if Russell Wilson, when he first came to the league, he would take off. That's honestly what Zach Wilson might want to be like. But I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know who takes him. If the Jets take him, it's gonna be an iffy situation in my eyes. If the Jets take him, I think the
I
Jets take
like
more of a.
my whole thing with the Jets is it's like I don't think they gave Sam Darnold a fair shot. The man
They
never had an
haven't.
offensive line. He never had a line. He never had a receiver. He was just running for his life back there. So I don't care who you can put Tom Brady there. You can put Patrick Mahomes there. They're not going to succeed. So with that
You really haven't
situation
gave
that
Josh
Darnold
Rosen
went
a
through,
chance. There's a lot of people in that
yeah,
draft that didn't get a chance. So and they're all like almost like Josh Rosen is. I don't even know. Like Josh Rosen doesn't. What team is he signed to? Arizona or something?
I believe he's a practice squad quarterback with the Buccaneers right now.
That is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He got one
Uh,
opportunity and then they just got rid of him.
Yep.
yeah. Wallace, I can answer this for you. Why do you think they have Mac Jones so low after having a great season like Burrow did? In my opinion, I think it's because he goes to Alabama. I'm gonna be honest. And
That's fair.
Alabama quarterbacks are really, really not that good when they get to the league. Also, you got Tua, and you see they were almost trying to get rid of him this year after 1 year. And he did have a Heisman Trophy winner on his team, that wide receiver to throw the ball to. So that's probably why I think he's so low on people's board. Unlike
Well, it's
Burrow.
just the same, but you can make the same argument like with Mac Jones. Like the same thing with Matt Ryan. Everybody go, Matt Ryan got weapons. He got Julio Jones, and
Yeah. You fault the man for doing well with what he had.
Yeah, no, no,
Exactly.
no, no. Yeah, but Matt Ryan didn't have those weapons in college.
No, not at all.
Oh no, he carried that.
So
He
Yeah,
carried that
but
Boston college
none of
team.
those
He made
receivers,
Boston
like
College
none
the
of those
second best team in the
receivers,
country.
even got drafted. They
exactly.
did not get drafted at all. I don't even think they even got signed as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Like
Boston
one player, I
College-
believe, went and played Canadian football. He played Canadian
Boston
football
College
for 2
had
seasons.
no business being the second best team in the country. When he
Exactly.
That was
there.
because of Matt Ryan.
Yeah, exactly.
And with that, why Alabama is starting to become wide receiver U. So
Yeah.
are we not mistaken that just they did have the weapons, but they're probably going to have another good wide receiver next year, in the year after that, in the year after that. So I'm pretty sure who he's throwing the ball to has a big impact on why he's so low on draft boards.
You got to think his receivers are higher than he is. The receivers on his team are higher on the draft boards than he is. So Mac Jones is not. I mean, he's not a bad quarterback. They said he has a good deep ball, good accuracy. The thing is with Mac Jones is that you have a situation where you went to Alabama. You look at Alabama quarterbacks. Who's an Alabama quarterback that's been good in these last couple of years? You
You
don't
can
have
make
a
the
lot.
same argument, and you can make the same argument about Ohio State quarterbacks too.
That's the
true.
scary part.
Yep.
That's my thing with
Yep.
Justin Fields is that I don't want to put him in that conversation, but look at the guys that have come from your college.
Yeah.
You haven't had a lot of good quarterbacks come out of your college. So I think the one good thing about the situation that is like with Mac Jones is that he's going to get drafted high. He's going to have to prove himself at a certain point. That's going to be Mac Jones' thing. He's going to have to prove himself because, and the thing about Joe Burrow is that Joe Burrow had a lot of experience. If you think about what Joe Burrow had to go through in college, he was a good quarterback throughout college. He just kept getting pushed to the back because of the guys that were at Ohio State. He was a good guy. I mean, he was a good quarterback. So I don't know if you really can say,
Well,
it's his fault.
somebody told me that Justin Fields is better than Joe Burrow.
Who told you that? I don't. That's not a
Justin Fields better than Joe. I don't know about that.
We'll talk about this off air. We'll talk about this off air. It's the same person who always has Justin Fields in his mouth because he's an Ohio State fan and the Falcons fan.
Okay. Luke Willis.
Trash tape.
Oh, I
will
forgot
say,
you a
though,
Michigan fan.
I do think Justin Fields
I'm not.
would be a good
That
quarterback.
ain't got nothing to do with me being a Michigan fan. But at the same time, I'm not finna sit here. Is Justin Fields a good quarterback? Okay, yes. But I'm not finna sit here and say that this man is better than Joe Burrow. Come on now.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nowhere near. He's nowhere near Joe Burrow.
Before Burrow got hurt this past year, he looked like he was going to be better than Herbert, and Herbert just took all the.
Herbert took all the glory. He took all the glory that was out of these rookies. Because really, if you think about it, Joe Burrow was my guy to come. I said he was going to come in, and he was going to be an amazing. He was going to be an amazing quarterback for that team, and he was doing it. He was really good. And the crazy part about it, he just tore his ACL on a bad play. Yep. And he's bad. He looks good. I mean, if you looked at his film and stuff over,
he looked very good.
He looks really good out of rehab. Yeah. He looked healthy, which was actually really nice. So he's gonna have a comeback year. He's still young, so I think you give him a good O line. Give Joe Burrow a good old look at that LSU line he had. Look at those guys in that LSU line. That line literally was throwing people with one hand. So the thing about that is that give him a good old line and give him the stuff he needs, and he'll be a success.
Yep. Oh, hold on though. I heard y'all say Justin Herbert. We're not gonna sleep on Justin Herbert like he didn't ball out.
No one said that.
But
Herbert's good.
Okay.
No, he was balling. I'm just saying.
I wasn't that high on Justin Herbert though.
Too much.
I will admit that I wasn't high on Justin Herbert.
I don't know. I'll give him. I don't want to say next year because Joe Burrow will be coming off his injury and Justin Herbert will be in his second year like fully. So I'll say in about 5 years I'll reevaluate. But right now, Justin Herbert is balling, and I would take him over Joe Burrow.
Right now, yeah.
So
this is
Trey's hurt, y'all. I just want to say Trey Young is hurt. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh,
He is hurt.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he's out the game with a minute left, and he literally was like he literally had to get out the game because he fell too hard.
Of course.
Oh,
We can't have nice things.
Capella finished.
He missed a layup?
No, he made it. He finished. He finally did it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we pretty much that sums up the show right there. We pretty much went through everything. Anything else y'all want to add?
Oh, I do. Post game starts in 7 minutes, man. 10 o'clock, Kings round, same channel. We will be here. Miles, you're welcome to join if you want to come. We're talking Hawks and the NBA. You're always welcome, brother. That's where we're gonna be, 10 p.m.
Awesome, man. I'll try to hop on. I got a call. I got to hop on here. But I'll try to get on there.
I'll be watching and eating this at the same time. It's like my
lemon
slice.
Is that lemon thing? Yeah, can't do
Look,
that.
let me show you. Let me show you.
That thing looked good.
Look how moist it is. Look, you see how moist this thing? It's just breaking apart. I can't even take a piece of it. See?
There you go. That looks good.
Man.
All right, you got it, brother. That's y'all.
This is homemade. This ain't no Duncan Hines and Pillsbury.
Career game. Hey.
You said what?
What you say, TJ?
Capella 24 and 18.
Oh man.
With 41 seconds left. That is ridiculous. Curry is the carrier of the Warriors team. We're gonna get into it on Kings Realm, but Curry is the only reason this team was close in this game.
Wow.
And that is sad. That is absolutely sad.
Most definitely.
Only
y'all can't believe that.
But yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
Thanks for having me on, fellas. I appreciate it.
Miles, once again, man, thank you for coming on, man. We really appreciate it, man. It is an honor for you coming on. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, my Twitter is at Miles Garrett with an I, at Miles Garrett TV. Yeah, I should have put it in my little handle there. But yeah, that's where you can find me. I have a lot of Atlanta sports takes, so you can feel free to argue with me on the Twitter app.
Yo, and make sure we get Miles Garrett, his son, Miles Garrett.
Yes.
Start the campaign.
Let's start the train. Let's start the train, King. We're gonna start the train.
Let's do it.
We got to, man.
Awesome, guys. All right, y'all take care.
All right, brother.
Thank you. Everybody who watching live, thank y'all for coming in tonight and watching this live. You watching this at a later time. Hey, let us know what you think about the show. Also, anything y'all need to plug before we leave out?
Kings round, 4 minutes.
Kings round
starting 4 minutes.
Okay.
And I will
might as well just stay on the channel, y'all. Just stay on the channel.
Stay on the channel.
Right after this,
just go ahead and stay on the channel. Keep rolling. We're gonna end this stream though, because I gotta head on out of here. But I will be doing some shows this week, impromptu shows talking about the draft. Having some people on to discuss it, having an intelligent conversation with people who know football. So that's what I'm gonna be on this week. I'm off work this week, so it's spring break. So hey,
lucky you, bro.
Exactly. So, but
thank you, Wallace. You know you're gonna be in our show too. So
yes,
just stay on here.
Appreciate you, Wallace. But hey, if y'all new to the channel, y'all already know what to do. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this content out with Atlanta Sports Fanatics, and hit us up in the comment section. As always, come holler at your hometown sports podcast. It's your boy, the greatest done that ever lived. My new mascot, Janice.
I don't like that.
Hey, whatever. You don't choose you don't get to choose the mascot. The mascot.
That's fine. I just don't like cats.
All right. King, and then Tyrone. Hey, y'all have a great evening. Make sure y'all stay on the channel for King's Realm. See y'all later.
Peace.
Yeah.